Govindam bhaj Govindam, Govindam bhaj mudhamate, samprapte sannahite kale, nahi nahi rakshati dukrunna karne. How many times you remember last week? Don't you see I'm awfully busy? I don't have time to remember all these crazy stuff. That is why you are crazy. Because you don't remember these crazy stuff. Bhaj Govindam, appointed time of the death is clear. I just remember, that's a wonderful way to explain this delusion. So to remove the delusion, I have to place my mind where the delusion is not. Where I have to place my mind? Bhaj Govindam. But if I want to find the solution of a delusion in a delusion, it is not possible. In one of this session, I enjoy, that is the way we enjoy. I'm 100% clear that I am not the body. What was her second statement? I have lot of pain in the body. I am suffering. It is not Bhaj Govinda. When I am not the body, that is an understanding in the intellect, followed by I have to purify the mind by the practice. I have to change my behavior and attitude. I have to absorb into the meditation. Then the realization comes. Even pain belongs to the body. That is why I am not the body. That is the journey. We take it casually, I know, sir, I am 100% clear I am not the body. And your second statement proves it false. And you claim that you have reached to that state. That is why the consistent listening and learning. Because you get rid of those delusions. You see how the delusion catches you at any point of time? This is one example. Sorry. So intellectual understanding is one. In between there is a big gap until the realization takes place. In between that gap, I have to fill that gap. It may come today. It may not come for 10 years. Why? Because every time you catch one part of the delusion, so that is why we suffer. That is why they remember. Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Mudhamate. So what the master is saying, Govindam Bhaj Mudhamate, O fool mind. I'm not saying anyone fool, don't get upset, otherwise. Sometimes people start fighting. How dare you say I am fool? So some people realize it very fast after a few sessions, depending on their past impressions, a constant self-effort, and a regular practice. Now, did you understand? Understanding and the intellect and the realization is here. I have to fill this gap. And this gap should be filled with a constant and consistent effort. Thank you. I must thank you all because you give me an opportunity to keep my mind on the track. My teaching is my learning. Intellect says I know and I understand. Mind says I'm not interested in your understanding. Are you getting it? I will do what I have been doing habitually, mechanically and impulsively. That is why I forget Bhaj Govindam. So I am already ready to fall into delusion. So the blame, complaint game will continue. Intellect says I know I am the body. I told you. But mind says, I have a lot of pain in the head and the knees. So there's a big gap between the intellectual understanding and the realization. I believe you all are getting. We all are seekers. Now we have not to leave the journey. No, choice is yours, Now see, I'm introducing another principle. Simply we have to pay attention. Paying attention means listening and learning, repeat listening and learning, contemplation and reflection and practice. Do you accept childhood? Say yes. I was born. Do you accept youth? Yes. Do you accept old age? No. Everything is happening in time and space. When I was a child, time, space, object was there. I was young, time, space and object was there. I cannot change it. I cannot change it. Now I have a grey hair. I don't want to accept it. And that is why those those people market more than 200 products for the body. To look young, to feel energetic. No, we should do it. Hairs were, started, my stitches were started going into my mouth, so I had a haircut also. So I have other reasons. You see, your mind should be focused on Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam. No, I'm not saying that, don't color your hair. No, I'm not saying that's not my my cup of tea. But if you accept the time, space, and the objects, if you accept the body, if you accept the birth of the body, you have to accept the death of the body. Are you getting it? There should be a total acceptance. No, I will accept head, but I am not ready to accept tail. Are you getting it? I am ready to accept head, but I am not ready to accept the tail. They are both the sides of the same coin, my friends. So when I accept partially, I have a delusion. My son always followed me, agreed to me, but now he is not. World means you have to accept the opposites. Accept fully. Accept your old age and then color your hair. It doesn't matter anything. It does not make any difference. But you don't want to accept one. World is made up of opposites. This is what our master says. You accept it. So when you have a total acceptance, what happens? Delusion is gone. So being a part of the society, living a family life, you can reach to the highest level of realization by total acceptance. What the monks do? They totally reject the word. That is another way. They totally reject the word. That is another way. So in that process also, the delusion comes. Buddha followed that path. Many masters have followed. My master has followed that path. Both reach to the same. But I should not forget that, Terry triggered my mind. Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Moodh Mate. I have to hammer this mind which lives in the delusion. at this moment lying on the bed. I'm speaking, you may remember, just try to remember. You can get a revelation at any moment, any time in your life. But you have to continue listening and learning, contemplation and reflection, and practice until we reach to that state. So what he said, at this moment lying in the bed, ill and remembering my whole life. I will tell you the name later. Or if you can remember, if you can recall. I realize that all the recognition and wealth I have are insignificant in the presence of imminent death. Imminent death. I have accepted the birth. I have accepted the recognition. I have accepted that I have earned billions of dollars, so I have also accepted the death. Think of it. Who said this? You can hire someone to drive you a car. You see the revelation, how the revelation takes place. You have a different expression. You can hire someone to drive you a car, make money for you, but you can't hire someone to carry the disease for you. You see, it is the same principle. You have your own revelation. Are you getting it? Not only this, I got his. As we get older, we get smarter. We slowly understand that when a clock is worth $30 or $300, they both show the exact same time. Are you getting it? I'm just reading what this man said. I will tell you the name. If you know the name, then you can tell me. You can tell everyone. We are almost using his product. Whether we drive $150,000 car or a $2,000 car, the road and the distance are the same. We arrive at the same destination. Do you see the revelation? This guy went to India and spent some time in the Himalayas. Fortunately, he met some realized master. You know, only the master who is well versed with the teaching, they can only give you that training. He spent a couple of months and he returned. And then he wrote all these. If we drink a $300 or a $10 bottle, it's an American way of, it is the same principle. Principle is the same. It's purely an American way. Oh, I have revealed all these. He's an American. Yes, he's an American. You see the revelation, $150,000 car or a $2,000 car, the road and distance are the same. We arrive at the same destination. $30 or $300 watch, it shows you the exact same time. If we drink $300 or $30 wine, we be just drunk. We are just drunk. Now you see, when the revelation comes, the teacher in you awakens. And that teacher in you removes the delusion. Every time, every moment. That is the meaning of Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam. Are you getting it? So initially we started singing Bhaj Govindam, we understand. But now the teacher in you awakens. Teacher lives in that intellect, and that guides and constantly reveals the knowledge in the mind, changes your behavior and attitude, and you enter into that permanent peace and happiness. Now the teaching part. Don't educate your children to be rich. He is sent, this guy. Educate them to be happy. So when they grow up, they will know the value of the things and not their price. It is his words. Can you think of this guy? If anyone think of this guy, let me know. Eat your food as a medicine, otherwise you will have to eat your medicine as a food. That is what he suffered. At the time of extreme suffering, he revealed this wisdom. Oh, let us meet at that restaurant. For what? For just gossip. For having the food that we like. We don't meet to discuss the Eastern wisdom. Let me evolve. Let me help each other to rise in awareness. We don't have time. We are busy. We are very busy. If one who loves you will never leave you, even if he has 100 reasons to give up. He will always find one reason to hold on. Do you find one reason to hold on to me? No. Anyhow, there is a big difference between being a human and a being. Look at it. He talks all about the principles of Eastern wisdom. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Do you know who said this? Who revealed this knowledge? The product that you use every day. You use every day. It is the founder of your Apple, iPhone, the Steve Jobs. Terry triggered, you know. She said something and I said, no, let me talk about this. This is the removal of the delusion. We already know he had a cancer. Went to India, found someone. He constantly did lot of meditation practices, returned, and then he, these are his words. When we constantly listen and learn, we understand what is the delusion. We make a self-effort to remove that delusion. A revelation, the teacher in you is awakened. These are the exact words of the Steve Jobs. If we drink $300 wine or a $10 bottle of a wine, we just be drunk. You can apply. You marry Miss Universe or so-called, in that term, an ordinary girl. Same. You can go on expanding. Steve Jobs. Both starts with S. What? So that's what I have been saying you, that intellectual understanding and then the realization, there is a big gap. I have to fill that gap by listening and learning, contemplation and reflection, repeat listening and learning, and practice. When the realization takes place, you have a revelation. Even after a revelation, there are many things to be done to allow the life to balance at a higher level. That is what we say the awakening is. Can you, the guy who created this iPhone is saying that don't educate your children to be rich, educate them to be happy. These are his words. You can find out on the Google. Eat your food as a medicine. And he was eating medicine as a food. But can you think of his state? Can you think of his state? People don't notice it. People don't want to inquire into that. He might have done 100 crimes, but in the end he has reached to that state. Because of that revelation. Oh, this is my understanding. You may have a different understanding. Welcome. Those who write their life history, they may write conflicted person, lot of challenges, lot of problems. We all undergo through all these problems. Who doesn't go under these problems? But the man who bridges the gap, knowledge to the wisdom, so this is what the master have already written. We may be caught in any delusion with the honey, money, recognition, people, society, nation. We have to live in the same society. We have to live with the same people. What we need is to remove this delusion, a constant confirmation from your intellect. That means an understanding. Then changing the way of life means that removing the delusion helps you reach there. And the best part of life is that once you live into that revealed knowledge, you become light to people who are near and dear you. You are not teaching, but your words, the way you perceive, that is what the Terry was saying. It's a big idea. You have a big idea. You have a big understanding. You have a clear understanding of the life. Why? Devoid of delusion. Then what happens? You find people keep relationship for years together with you. You recognize the mind is clear. The intellect is saturated with the love and wisdom. At least from your side, now you are made up of love and kindness and compassion. Why? Delusion is not there. So even if you have not studied any single book, you become a torch bearer of Eastern wisdom. You are free from the cult, dogma and belief. You may change your language, doesn't matter. You have a different profession, doesn't matter. Why? That awareness, that consciousness is constantly manifesting, devoid of delusion. You have picked up the essence of very life, the very existence. It's not theoretical. I already gave an example of this great guy, Steve Jobs, whose phone we are using, but we don't remember his revelations. $300, $30, 150,000 car, 2,000 car. A drive to the same distance. Can you see the insight? Can you see the understanding? This is removing the delusion. It's not that, India has revealed all those masters. We have masters near and dear us, near all of us. Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam, Bhaj Moodhamate. Sannihite, Sannaprapte, Sannihite Kale, Dukrunna Karani. So there is a realization, I have accepted the birth, my youth, my old age, my all kinds of pleasure. I have gone through, and now the grey beard. Can I put his words in a different way? Yes, but don't scare us. No, I'm not scaring, but I'm telling, fast backward. I would say that at least everyone should be around 40 years. If they are younger than 40, excuse me. Fast backward. Go 40 years back. We remember pain and the pleasure, achievements and recognition, fear, turmoil in our life. I'm not scaring you. Fast forward another 50 years. How many people will be there joining this session? If I have accepted the past, I should accept the fast forward also. What happens when I accept this? My mind stops clinging to the delusion. Oh, there was such a time I had lot of stress 20 years ago, but now I am okay. That is what we talk about. So let us do 50 years forward. Do we know how many of us will be alive? We celebrated birthday. Can we also laugh at this? Is the total acceptance of the life. Why total acceptance? The mind gets rid of the delusion. Now the mind do not have a chance to fall into pain. Oh, this is the way the life is. Inner essence of the true self reveals in the mind. Why? Because the mind is pure. So that pure mind and the consciousness with the name and the form has been understood as Govinda, the name Govinda. Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam. Think of our great entrepreneur, contributor, scientist, discoverer, Steve Jobs, plus not only a follower, but even in the end he realized so you can apply the same thing, $300 or $30. Grey beard or black beard. Eyes without bags and eyes with the bags. Doesn't make any difference. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed. Eyes are closed and being comfortable and carefree. You know what it means by being comfortable and carefree. You all are seekers. I need not to talk about it. Looking inside the forehead, you see, we get a big idea from this mantra. That is another way to put it. What is that big idea? Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Why I get a big idea? I get rid of the delusion. Distance and the time, same, whether I have $150,000 or $22,000. Now, if I have resources, I must get it. But there is no delusion about the distance and the time. Now, apply this. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. May there be peace for all. No, you are my employee. What you are doing is something different than me. I give value to my profession. No, my friends. Every individual is unique. Same consciousness vibrates. That is why may there be happiness for all. Now see, this is the journey from the intellectual understanding to a realization. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. May there be peace for all. You already know it. You listen to this today's talk again and again and compare with this mantra. Our masters have revealed the just creed, the essence that you can apply anywhere. I believe you all are getting to that. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. May there be completeness in all. So sense of completeness is reflected in the words of Steve. How? First comparison, 150,000, 2,000. And then the essence is completeness. Your mind should hammer with this knowledge. $300, $30. So he started looking that very completeness. I believe you all are getting, my friends. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham. What is happening? Auspicious. What is that auspiciousness? You bring the entire humanity to oneness. How? By your understanding and realization. But why you bring? How it helps me? It changes my mind. It removes my delusion. That is the main purpose. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. May there be auspiciousness for all. Looking deep inside the forehead, in the space, body remain in the state of steadiness, and start breathing quick and gentle breath into the rib cage, Your chest expands and contracts with every inhalation and exhalation. What we understood? Because you are doing a regular practice, so you remember, if there is a resistance, I will endure it. Means I will continue to do it. I will not stop. If I accept the changes, visions and colors and tingling, but I will not get carried away. Did you still remember the words of Steve Jobs? Not to get carried away. So you have a recognition, means you are aware, you have an acceptance, and you have endurance. I would also say you have a power of discernment that recognizes that the mind that is resisting cannot carry me to the highest consciousness, even if it resists. So I know what needs to be done. Continue, quick, gentle, short breath into the rib cage. You are aware of the body, comfortable, steadiness. You are aware of the point. You are also dropping Om Shanti deep inside your forehead, and you continue your breathing. Continue. Breathing continues, Om Shanti continues, the steadiness continues, discernment continues, endurance continues. You see how the mind, how can I say, converts a natural focus. And stop it. Allow the breath to be normal. Pay attention to the flow of the breath. Whichever has the less flow, pay attention there to see that the flow of the breath becomes equal. And if they are equal, just pay attention there. It becomes easy for us to help the mind to go with the breath, go with the life force. The life force is not oxygen and carbon dioxide. The life force, we see that this prana that has 72,864 energy pathways. Energy pathways. How? My smartphone also has an energy pathway, but I can't see it. That is what we say the signal. It's not a subject matter of the science. So that energy pathways, all the energy pathways converge with the flow of these two nostrils, and that helps the mind to merge within. And now looking inside the forehead, Om Shanti, continue steadiness, and now start breathing. Let a longer breath into the belly, belly breathing. You will discover that the breathing has a freedom. The nostrils become free from any obstruction. Continue. Belly breathing. Your mind will surely at a point may say resistance. You are discerning, so you have an endurance and you continue without a break. But sometime there is an easy flow. You find that it's very easy to continue. Means what? There is no inner resistance. I told you, intellectual understanding, anyone can have it. But the realization takes time. Continue breathing into the belly, rhythmic breath. It's a little longer than the chest breathing. Resistance, acceptance, recognition, Om Shanti. I use many words. Every word has a meaning, and you apply that. I'm stop this, do nothing, remain as you are. Pay attention to the flow of the breath. You see, we just pay attention to the flow of the breath. So it is an awareness on the flow of the breath that helps the mind to be absorbed within. And now, again looking inside the forehead, Om Shanti continues, and this time it's a long breath that engages the belly and the rib cage together. Inhalation expands the belly and the ribs. Exhalation contracts the belly and the ribs, one after the other. So you are conscious, you are recognizes the movement of the belly and the rib cage during inhalation and exhalation with Om Shanti. Please continue. You will discover that the body becomes more still. There comes a totally emotionless state. Why? The life force is withdrawn inside, deep inside. And there we get an absorption of the mind. Long, deep in the hissing breath with Om Shanti, body remain in that state of the steadiness. It will naturally, because the mind is withdrawn inside, so resistance is not there. But sometimes we have some resistance and we continue and we succeed. And stop this, do nothing. Pay attention to the flow of the breath while experiencing. You might have experienced some resistance, but now you have variety of experiences, so you recognize them and aware of the flow of the nostrils. Now the triangle deep inside the cave of your heart. moving the mind on an equilateral triangle pointing upward deep inside the heart. Find a sink, moving it in a clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. And once you realize that the mind has a sink, you say, singing mentally, pushing the mind inside the cave of the heart, seemingly stops, Shanti. So you are now allowing the mind to be consciously self-absorbed. So the mind jumps onto the other thoughts. It keeps on jumping. You can again come back to the triangle. Otherwise, you already know it. We have understood that in previous sessions. Please continue. And now, Om Shanti, dropping to the mind's eye, mind's ear, mind's tongue, on the 16 segments of the finger that we already know every time. So you see that the mind, the intellect has a will, and it says here is the first segment. There you drop Om Shanti. Again the second and third. Continue. Again understand, it's not that how many times you drop Om Shanti. It is the quality. It is your awareness. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both of arms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms, know your experiences. Bring the hands down. We'll share our experiences. If you have any question, you can ask. How are you, Samir?
Sir, very peaceful, sir.
Very peaceful.
Totally stiff.
Yeah?
Hands were frozen.
Yeah?
Body was frozen. No movement was there at all. At the end of the time, it
Yes.
was totally freezing.
Yes, when it is totally frozen, we can say it's a kind of self-absorption, and still we are aware. And then the mind is sitting inside in that state of the purity to reveal. How are you, David and Jerry?
Good, thank you very much. It was a very steady, smooth, felt very present, was aware of some thoughts periodically, but was just a flowing, smooth, deep meditation.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's too smooth, and going deeper obviously is a deeper state. Very good. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good, thank you. The meditation, I felt absorbed. My mind focused a bit on the acceptance because I feel like my mind is rooted in the knowledge of the pieces there no matter what. If we lose everything that we think we have, we don't really have anything anyways other than our peace and our love and our.
Yeah.
So you can strip us of everything, and you can basically do whatever you want, and I still have my peace.
Beautiful. That's a beautiful explanation of the same thing. You see that you can compare. a revelation of which, when I read it first time many years ago, what Steve Jobs said, and I said, this is what he is talking of, the Eastern wisdom. So people don't pay attention to it. And the second part is that whenever you use I don't use the iPhone. So whenever you use the iPhone, at least you should feel grateful to that guy. I should be in the mode of contributing. I think majority of you are using iPhone, ego phone. That's why I use Android phone. I use Stephen. No, I'm just. It's a way to remember. How are you, Stephen?
Good, thank you. I similar to Samid, David, and Juri, completely absorbed. I heard and went through every transition from different breaths, triangle, and so on and so forth. Everything in between was absolute peace, quiet, nothing going on. My major realization during that was really the fact that I couldn't even get through one finger of the japa. No matter how many times I tried to get to it, I just gave up and just stayed in the absorbed state and struggled to come out. So thank you.
Beautiful. Do you see that all the four share their experiences, which has no element of resistance? It was just as smooth. Everyone explained that it was smooth, the body was totally frozen. It means the resistance is not there. Look at it. That is how we understand. You all are going to be teachers to yourself and also to others. Not in delusion, but in this fashion. How are you, Brandy?
I'm good. I really liked that lesson today. It was timely for me because it's easy to get caught up. You opened it with how many times last week? Probably a lot of times, right? And then to Jerry's point, like it can all go away, and you have what you have left, which is you, the real you, the peace.
Yeah, when we are young, we have $150,000 body, how full of energy, emotional. We can go, Dad, I don't want to listen to you. Get rid of, that's why I'm leaving you. But as then we realize, now it's $50,000. So that understanding should be there. You rightly said that awareness should be there. Oh, so you didn't like my previous lessons. Today's lesson you like it. No, I'm just joking. Kristen. How are you, Kristen?
Thank you. Today I felt like time stopped and it felt so quick.
Yeah.
And I had an awareness of, because I've been still contemplating when others blame and complain, and my response. And today, something that you shared made me think I lose sight of the fact that I'm interacting with one consciousness and others. And if I can get into that place of love, maybe it's not about how I have to or need to react, but that feeling that they are part of one consciousness.
Yes, that's a great revelation. That's a great understanding. That is what, I have been saying. Intellectual understanding is one thing, but I have to pass through lot of purity of the mind. Mind is absorbed within practice, and then we get a realization. And from there, but this realization, if it stays for a day or a few minutes, it means I have to continue the journey. That is the meaning of this beautiful sharing of your experiences. How are you, Dennis?
Thank you. I'm fine. The meditation was deep, seamless. I was very absorbed, and I think the clarity is what was different in today's meditation. That is a sense of clarity, like I can recall and replay every step, every moment of this meditation.
You're right. That is what. Yeah, go ahead. Complete.
Yeah, I'm done.
That is why, this master has created this poem, Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Mudhamate, Sannahite, Sanprapte, Sannahite Kale, Nahi Nahi, Jukrun, appointed time of death. It means I have accepted the birth and the growth and the decaying and the death all together. Mind, how dare you can put me into stress? You have no right. That is what we are telling the mind through reminding and recalling. Wonderful. Terry, where are you? I think you have triggered my mind, so I talked about Steve Jobs, who was living nearby you,
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I was just aware. I had some resistance, but it was also a little freer.
Yeah.
With the breathing. So I was aware of the freeness. I was aware of the resistance. Aware of the thoughts. And the various things, and that's pretty much the whole thing.
Yeah. Aware of the young age, I told you, fast backward 40 years ago. Fast forward 50 years.
Yes, I enjoyed that idea, actually. Yeah.
Where is the body? Where is the mind? Where is the relationship? Where is the pain? Where is the suffering? Gone. So what is left? Only peace, happiness, love, and wisdom. How are you, Vaibhav?
Thank you, sir. Sir, I'm good. Thoughts were coming and going, but inside I was calm and peaceful.
Good. Calm and peaceful. Throughout the process, if we are calm and peaceful, that is also an indication that there is no resistance at all. Beautiful. How are you, Ashok?
So, nostrils was very much clear, and almost the same air was, same air, same air to here, like the flow was equal almost, and I have no question. That's it.
Very good. Very good. When the flow is equal, the mind is absorbed deep into almost like a silence. And if it continues to stay there, we have a revelation like anyone. Like anyone. Because it is the one consciousness that reveals the knowledge. Expression may be different. Our expression, your expression, David's expression, Stephen and Terry's expression may be different. But again, what is the beauty of this Eastern wisdom is that those masters have come to those teachings that you have the same revelations from the same center, of one consciousness, which is of the nature of...
Existence has several ways to come.
Yeah. That is all for today. Thank you very much. Tolerating me.
Namaste, everyone.
Thank you, sir.